They say America is the land of dreams, the place where anything is possible if you work hard enough. But no one talks about the weight those dreams carry or how easily they can crush the soul that carries them. This is the story of Ethan Miller, a man who looked successful on the outside, but was silently drowning inside. It was 6:15 a.m. in Chicago. The sun hadn't yet risen, but the city was already awake. Ethan's alarm buzzed for the 5th time. He opened his eyes, staring at the same beige ceiling that had seen every version of him. Tired, hopeful, defeated. He sat up, rubbing his face, the same thought whispering again, another day. Just another day. He went to the kitchen. The coffee maker clicked on automatically, filling the room with a warm but lonely smell. On the TV, the morning news played traffic reports, political arguments, weather updates, voices that filled the silence but never filled the heart. This was the American morning, predictable, efficient, empty. Ethan drove through perfectly paved roads lined with tall, proud buildings. Every traffic light, every signboard felt like a reminder. Keep moving, keep working, keep surviving. People in America were always in a rush to their job, a rush to meetings, a rush to achieve, a rush to prove. Sometimes Ethan wondered, was anyone actually living? He parked near the glass tower where he worked, a corporate box filled with brilliant minds and exhausted hearts. As he stepped inside, the receptionist smiled politely. That American smile, warm, professional, distant. "Good morning, Ethan." "Morning," he replied, but inside he felt nothing. Ethan's office looked like millions of others across America. Grey walls, blue carpets, fluorescent lights that hummed like trapped insects, emails, deadlines, meetings, presentations, the same cycle, every single day. His boss passed by, clapping his shoulder. "Need that report by 3 p.m. "You're the guy I trust with this." Ethan forced a smile, because in America, smiles are currency. You give them even when you're breaking inside. Hours later, his eyes burned from staring at glowing screens. His fingers ached. His mind swirled with numbers and targets. At 1 o'clock, he walked outside for some fresh air, and that's when everything changed. Across the street sat a homeless man. His clothes were worn, his beard was rough, but his eyes were calm. To calm, he held a cardboard sign with shaky handwriting. "I once lived your life. Slow down before you lose it." To Ethan froze. The man looked at him, not with pity or expectation, but with understanding. "Rough day?" the man asked softly. Ethan swallowed. "You could say that." The man chuckled. "I used to say the same thing. Every day was rough. Every day was busy. Every day I thought tomorrow would be better." He tapped the sign gently. "Turns out, tomorrow doesn't change until you do." Those words sliced straight into Ethan's chest. He wanted to walk away, but he couldn't. "What happened to you?" Ethan asked. The man shrugged. "I worked. I rushed. I forgot to live. Lost my marriage, my health, my peace." "And One day, I lost everything else too. A long silence followed. The man smiled faintly. You still have time, my friend. Use it wisely. Back inside the office, Ethan tried to focus, but the words echoed in his mind. Tomorrow doesn't change until you do. His hands trembled slightly on the keyboard. His chest felt tight, like a fist was squeezing all the air out of him. At 6 p.m., he sat in his car, the city lights shimmering across the windshield. The world looked beautiful, yet he felt miserable. He whispered to himself, "What am I doing with my life?" And then, for the first time in years, tears came. He finally felt the truth. He wasn't living. He was only existing. The next morning, Ethan didn't hit snooze. He woke up early, stepped outside, and watched the sunrise explode into colors. A reminder that the world was still beautiful. He brewed coffee slowly, mindfully, not like a machine, but like a human. On the way to work, he turned off the radio and just drove in silence. During lunch, he brought an extra meal and gave it to the homeless man, who smiled warmly. Starting small, eh? Ethan nodded. Starting. Finally. Every day after that, Ethan made tiny changes. He started exercising. He cooked healthier meals. He stopped working unnecessary overtime. He reconnected with old friends. He took long walks in the park. Piece by piece, life returned to him. Not fast, not perfectly, but honestly. One evening, Ethan sat beside the homeless man again. For the first time, they talked without hurry. The man said, "You look lighter." Ethan replied with a soft smile, "I stopped chasing life and started living it." The man nodded slowly. That's the real American dream. The American lifestyle can give you comfort, but it can also take your peace. It teaches you to work hard, but sometimes too hard. To stay busy, but sometimes too busy. To achieve, but forget to feel. Ethan's story is a reminder. You don't need a new country, a new job, or a new identity. Sometimes you just need a new way of seeing your life. Slow down, breathe, because in the end, the greatest freedom America gives you is the freedom to choose how you live your life. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content like this.